Hey everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful chevron design. Now that you've gotten a good look of it, let's learn how to make it. You will need a sheet of paper, some Sharpies or any other marker with a thick, fine point. I don't think I'm going to use a pencil in this tutorial, but you can use it if you want to be very careful with your drawing. I'm going to start with my pink Sharpie. It's more of a hot pink, and what you're going to do is you're going to find like the center. So my center is like about there. So now we are just going to make a chevron. So we're just going to go about maybe 1.5 inch and then go down, go up, go down. They don't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to make mine as straight as I can, and I'm trying to make them different, each one. So we're going to do this all the way to the other side of the paper. This will take a really long time because you're going to do it on your whole paper. See, on this one, I'm making it a little bit thinner on purpose, and then I end it off there. Okay, so now we're gonna follow that same chevron, but you can make this thick or thin. Like for here, I did a very thin line, I think you would say, and then here it's like a thick one. So I'm just going to change it up. I don't want to make it the same for all of them. If you don't want to be very, very careful, you can just take your Sharpie and then just draw the lines like that instead of taking your time and doing that. And now we are going to color all of this in. Now this is going to take a really long time, so you need to have a lot of patience. So you're going to color all the way to the other side of the paper. I might fast forward this part. Okay, so now it should look like this. You can touch it up a little bit when you're done with it. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our next color. And you want to leave a little space because at the end we are going to outline all of it in black Sharpie or whatever marker you were using. So you want to go on the top of your first one or your bottom of your chevron design. So I'm just leaving a tiny point where I can outline it. I think that's a little too big actually. So you're just going to do this all the way to the other side just like you did before. Oh, and tell me how you liked this new white background. Or do you want some other background like the ones I was using before for my old doodle videos? Sometimes I just forget to leave a little bit more space, but we can touch it up at the end when we're all done. I might either fast forward or cut what I'm doing for my whole thing, but just for now, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm just going to show you guys for the second one, and then I'm going to color it in, and I might fast forward the coloring in part because that is very boring to watch for you guys. So then I might cut or fast forward. I'm pretty sure I'm going to cut because it's going to take a really, really long time. So once again, we can make it thick or thin. For mine, I'm making some very thin, some very thick. Okay, So for mine, it's way different than my pink one. And then I'm going to color it in. Sorry for the noise when I'm coloring because of my background. Okay, and once again, you can touch it up a little bit. We are going to do this at the end, so don't worry. You don't need to touch it up now, but I might just touch it up a little bit. Okay, so you're gonna do this for this whole bottom part of your paper and for the top part of your paper. I'll show you how to do it at the very bottom and top because it gets a little confusing because you can't really make a chevron shape there. I'll be right back. Now here is an example that I'm showing you where you can't really get the chevron shape completely, especially when we're moving on to the next color because it's already getting like this and we still have a little more space. So we want to try to fill as much as we can, or as much as possible. So for here, I'm just gonna make this little triangle. And then for this one, it actually works out. So then I'm gonna color all of this in. Now this is a way better example than before because we have so little space left. So we're still gonna go close. Within here, you might just want to keep it like that, but then continue coloring. And then the same thing for this one. Then just color it. We don't need to put the actual chevron design on this one, especially this one, because this one is like really small. So for the bottom ones, we're just gonna do this by adding small, really tiny triangles. For this one, maybe. If you get in a situation like this, like on mine, I started out normal and then I made my way to making this a square because this part went so high. I think I would maybe make a line like that and then color that in, and then I would use my next color and color that in, and it should be very, very tiny. So you're gonna do the same thing what you did to the bottom to the top. And at the top, I will show you once again how to do this part. My chevron drawing turned out a little weird here because at the far left, there's still some white space, and to the right, it's already all gone. So you would finish all of these and color them in, and then you would take the other color and try to fill in all of it. Then here, then a small dab there. And now I'm going to touch mine up. So I'm going to make sure it goes all the way. And then I think we should make it optional so that you could use a black Sharpie and outline it so it looks a little neater. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I might decide after I finish coloring all of this. I might just make a few of the colors really, really thick. For example, this yellow one, because I didn't decide for some reason not to do the green. So I just might make some of them really thick and some really thin. Might be a pattern. Thick, thin, thick, thin, thick, thin. Thick, I guess. I will be back once I'm finished with all. Okay, so now I did the pattern that I told you guys about, where it is thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, thick, thin, and thick. Okay, so this is how it would look without outlining it in Sharpie. So if you would like to come back to this part when I'm done with the video, or when the video is done, you can, to see what the difference is between it being outlined and it not being outlined, and you can choose which style you like. Okay, so now all we have to do to outline it is take a black Sharpie or whatever marker you were using, and you're just gonna outline it like that. And you're going to do this all the way to the end of your paper. So I just completed one row, and then you're going to do this all the way to the end of your paper. Now, this is what it looks like when it is all outlined. So once again, I suggest that you should go back a few seconds before this part in the video and see how it looks without outlining it, then come back here and find out what it looks with outlining it, when you outline it, because I think it looks a little bolder. So I like it when I outline it, but it doesn't really matter to me what you choose. So you can choose what you want to. There's no restrictions on whether you want to do this. And comment down below if you like this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!